Wind power as the future energy source. Introduction. The theme of this study is to explore the concept of wind as an important source of energy in superpower countries or nations such as the United States of America. Wind is a complex phenomenon that bears different definitions from a variety of scholars in the world. The best definition of wind is that it is air in motion. Many learners and elite classes of individuals have come to conceptualize wind based on its stated definition. Two factors that are deemed necessary in specifying wind include the speed and the direction. People only witness the movement of the wind based on the direction from which the wind is blowing and the rate at which it is blowing. Thesis statement: is there a single energy source, a silver bullet that will take the U.S. and the world beyond the current fossil fuel era? This has been a burning issue in the United States of America, and it is what the study focuses on. Discussion. Scientists consider wind as a product of heat since it is formed when the sun heats the Earth's surface. This is to say that the uneven heating of the Earth's surface by the sun yields or leads to the formation of wind. Not all parts of the Earth receive equal amounts of light. Some receive direct sun rays and are said to be warm, while those parts that receive indirect sun rays are always cold. Warm air weighs less than cool air, meaning that the cold air moves in replacing the warm air. The movement between these two types of air, cold and warm, is what causes wind to blow. Scientists consider wind energy the fastest growing source of energy in the world, and this has been evident by the numerous cons that are associated with or possessed by wind energy. For instance, wind energy is advantageous in that it is a clean kind of fuel because it is fueled by the wind, meaning that it does not rely on the combustion of fossil fuels just like the other forms of energy such as natural gas or coal, among others. The implication is that it does not pollute the environment, hence it is less harmful to human health. The United States consider wind energy as a domestic source of energy whose production cost is cheaper compared to those of other forms of energy. Wind energy is a renewable source of energy, and thus why U.S. prefers it as the most convenient. Many scientists consider wind energy as an ample and widely distributed source of energy in America. Based on the availability of wind in the world, the United States and other nations consider wind energy as a permanent source of energy. As already argued, wind energy does not rely on combustion, meaning that it does not harm both animal and human species. Its production does not entail the production of carbon dioxide just like other forms of energy. The disadvantages associated with wind energy include the number of turbines required to generate a reasonable amount of wind energy, the noise resulting from them, and the production of wind energy entirely requiring the knowledge of wind conditions and whether that might be impractical in the real sense. The other disadvantage of wind energy is that it is a non-dispatchable source of energy. The amount of wind energy produced and supplied depends only on two factors that include the turbine's characteristics and the speed of the wind. Another disadvantage of wind energy is that the farms or places in which the wind energy is produced are far from the area onto which wind energy is suited better. Wind energy is the fastest growing source of energy in the world and thus why it can meet future energy needs. This is because wind energy is produced from wind, which is a free and available source. In ancient times, people used windmills to grind grains, which is contrary to the modern uses of wind energy that include the pumping of water and the generation of electricity, among others. Wind energy forms 2.3% of the electricity produced by the United States. Due to high rates of population growth and technology in the United States, the energy demand is expected to rise. Concerning this issue, the U.S., which is the second largest producer of wind energy after China, would embark on the use of wind energy because it is the cheapest and readily affordable source of energy. Wind energy presents fewer impacts on the environment and thus why it is considered the best source of energy in the world. This is because wind energy does not emit toxic gases that bring about environmental pollution. Wind is a critical resource of wind energy that is free from fossil fuels. Wind energy is a clean source of energy because it does not rely on fossil fuels just like the other sources of energy. Wind energy as a non-fossil fuel energy presents fewer effects or impacts on the environment. Many nations in the world prefer using wind energy to other sources of energy because it is readily affordable, cheap in production, and a permanent source of energy. Wind as a resource leads to the production of wind energy that is used in the production of electricity and pumping water. This is to say that wind energy is a part of electricity energy in the world. Conclusion. In conclusion, the study is of much help to the reader since it highlights the concept of wind energy. Through the study, it is clearly demonstrated that wind energy is the most useful source of energy in the world because of its advantages, which include the affordability and the availability of the resource, the safety associated with its usage on the environment, and the cost of production. Different uses of wind energy have enabled the reader to understand the importance of wind energy in the future.